People brag about working hard, but they never talk about what it costs. They don't talk about the sleep you give up, the family moments you miss entirely, or the quiet loneliness that creeps in when you're driving home from another day at the job half awake. I used to think working two jobs was just about hustling, stacking your money, getting out of debt, buying that home you want, doing what a man has to do, basically. But after years of living that cycle, 10 years, I learned something very much different. I learned that showing up again and again wasn't about being a machine. It was about respecting myself enough not to abandon my own life when it got hard. Those years were a blur. The money was good. It was my best money years, to be honest. Clock out, close to 6 a.m., grab something to eat, rest a little bit just in time to clock in somewhere else. I roll down the windows even in the winter because the cold air was the thing that is keeping me awake, especially on those early morning drives. People saw the exhaustion on my face, talking about, you look tired, and assumed I was killing myself for a paycheck. And I get it. They didn't want money. They say, go, you should be poor like me. I didn't get it. And yeah, I was exhausted. The kind of tired that settles into your bones. But under all that fatigue, all that exhaustion, something else was happening. It wasn't me chasing money anymore. I was chasing peace of mind. And I was holding on to it by knowing I was secure and safe and my kids was taken care of. The kind you get when you don't fold under the pressure. The kind you get when you could say, I showed up for myself, even when nobody else saw it. There was one night on the second shift that still sits with me. Building empty, every classroom frozen in time. I leaned on the mop handle, sweat running down my forehead. Again, it's hot because they turn the AC off in the summer to save money, but they don't care about the janitors. Whole nother thing. And for that second, I felt this wave of frustration just wash over me. I thought, man, this cannot be the whole story of my life. And that's it. That's what I was born to do, just trade life for money for a few dollars. It wasn't anger. No. More like a quiet sadness mixed with the disbelief of, damn, I didn't even try. That's why I'm this. Then another thought came up right behind it, calm. But maybe this isn't your whole story. You young enough, you old enough, but you young enough. But this is the part of it, and it's the part of your story that comes and it says, finish it. Finish strong, though. That moment changed the way I move. I stopped feeling embarrassed about being tired and all that. And instead, I started recognizing the training behind the grind. Every shift was strengthening me in ways I didn't even notice at the time, while everyone else went home to relax and cuddle and lay down and eat snacks. I was going 100 miles an hour. So in this space, I still outwork everything. I'm still grinding. I still could do 16-hour days and still handle business. Not because I wanted to, but because I respected myself enough to finish what life had put on my plate. I was born to do this. I was trained. I was forged in the fire. And that kind of commitment builds something inside you that comfort never will. I realized working two jobs wasn't a punishment at all. It was shaping me. It was teaching me to handle this pressure without breaking. It was giving me the kind of emotional stamina you can't learn in a peaceful life. Like it goes with the saying, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And people think strength comes from success, but strength is really built in those quiet, lonely nights when you're tired, but you still show up. You know what you're capable of now. You know your limit. You know that you can push because you made a promise to yourself that you were. And those nights were teaching me responsibility, discipline, and patience. They were teaching me how to keep going without an applause. Most people think self-respect is about how you treat others. But the truth is, self-respect is really about how you treat your own effort, how you treat your own self and the self-love you give. When you respect your grind, you stop explaining why you're tired or needing people to clap for you. Nobody cares. I don't need what they call an attaboy. I don't need a pat on the back because you understand that you're building something that isn't meant to be seen right away. Every sacrifice You may plant a seed, and one day those seeds turn into options. Freedom, peace of mind, the kind you don't get without a struggle. Working two jobs taught me to see myself differently. It taught me I wasn't weak for being exhausted or just being locked in two jobs. I was becoming a monster, someone who could handle more than I ever imagined I could. And when you realize that, you stop saying I'm just tired and start saying I'm built for this. The grind doesn't break you, it refines you. It shows you your limits, and then it shows you you got more in you than you realize. I still work two jobs. I still hustle when the hustle calls. One of these jobs is content creation, because I know what is building inside of me and not just paying me my bills. It's paying for my becoming. It's shaping the man I'm turning into. And nobody could take that away from you. So if you're just dragging yourself from shift to shift, if you feel like your body is giving out and your spirit is running low, don't confuse exhaustion with failure. You're earning a level of strength most people will never reach because they're too busy avoiding the discomfort. They want their weekends. They want to go chill and drink at a bar while you're building discipline in silence, stacking character when nobody's watching. You're proving to yourself that you matter enough to keep going, even when the world doesn't notice. Understand this. You're not behind. You're building in silence. And sooner or later, that silence becomes the loudest part of your story.